Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy, man. For today's video, we are ranking the greatest power forwards from every NBA team. Video by Austin Sweat. We've been reacting to his series here. Link to his channel in the description below, man. So this video, man, it's time for my moment, guys. It's time for my moment. Jerami Grant, no doubt a top 10 power forward in the NBA, right, man? He's got to be top 10, maybe top 5. You could really consider it, bro, straight up. So here we go. I'm excited for this one, man. I'm excited now to see the Pistons at the 30th spot or 28th or something like that. Let's get it, man.
Today we're looking at and ranking the best
Let's get it, man.
from every NBA team. We're quickly getting through every position and we're
Let's
almost
do it.
finished.
Let's do it.
Next, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. And a lot more ranking videos are going to come afterwards in the future too. So subscribe now so you don't miss them. Number 30, the Wolves with Jaden McDaniels.
Jaden
Nothing
McDaniel.
special. 29, the Heat with Trevor Ariza. Ariza's been
A
starting
threesome,
at power
man.
forward for Miami since they traded Kelly Olynyk, and he's been good, but also nothing special. 28, the Nets and Blake Griffin.
Hey, yo, Blake at 28. Yes. Oh, man. The bitch ass dunks a few times, man. Do y'all think the Pistons just took some big huge L? Some big old L, man. We sold almost $60 million.
Far the lowest Blake has ever ranked in a power forward ranking video. And it's official. Before he's ever reached 32 years old, his career as a star is definitely over. He's chasing a ring this season. I don't ever see him averaging anything near 20 points a game again. 27, the Magic with Otto Porter. Otto Porter was looking strong when he first got to the Bulls a couple years ago, but since then, it's been pretty rough. And now on the Magic, things haven't been looking any better, but hopefully he gets back on the right track. And Jonathan Isaac would take the spot.
Here we got that large
but
contract.
He hasn't been in a while, so we couldn't include him. 26, the Thunder with Darius Bazley. And he's one of OKC's many talented young players who looks like he has a pretty
I call that
bright
man
future coming
seasoning,
up.
bro.
It's hard to tell though with OKC
Basil.
who's really
Bazley.
gonna end up being great since they have so many young guys trying to prove themselves. At 25, though, we have the Rockets with Kelly Olynyk. Since getting Olynyk's been playing some of the best of his career. It's really not sustainable for him, though, which is why he still just ranks here. Overall, a good power forward, though. Then we have the Jazz at 24 with Royce O'Neal, and Royce isn't big on
Shaq's
stats,
son.
but he's turned into a very solid 3-and-D guy for Utah in their starting lineup. He's one of their best on-ball defenders, and it's almost shooting 40% from 3. And he used to not be a great shooter, so it's good to see that he made
role
that
player.
change. But then at 23, we have the Suns and Jay Crowder, who is the muscle for this Suns team. Great two-way player, and it may not always seem like it, but he's definitely a difference maker on any team that he plays for. 22, the Hornets and PJ Washington, who slightly beats out Miles Bridges, even though the man's having a great season too. And even though PJ struggled to find
I put Bridges there, man.
Hornets team, he's still been
He averaged 22 in his last 6
Grizzlies,
games.
We have
Just
Kyle
read that.
Anderson at 21, and he may be the absolute, without a doubt, slowest player in the NBA. But unlike his speed on the court, he's shown some pretty quick progress
takes his
in
time.
career. He's found a good home in Memphis, and even though he's not your typical power forward, he works good in their system. Then at number 20, we have the Spurs and Rudy Gay. Now, LaMarcus Aldridge would have taken the spot, but he left the team then retired. And right now, currently, DeMar DeRozan is actually playing power forward for San Antonio. They're playing 2 guards, a small forward, DeRozan, and a center. But obviously, I couldn't rank him in a power forward video, so it goes to Rudy Gay, who's playing in that position.
We've been playing all year.
Bench. And Rudy's well past his prime. He's not a star player or anything near it anymore, but he's still solid and ranks here for the amount of experience he brings to any team. Number 19, we got Davis Bertans from the Wizards, who had a huge breakout year last season, averaging
He's got a
15
huge
game
bitch
on
ass
42%
contract,
from
man.
3, and a lot of teams were interested in him. So the Wizards signed him to a 5-year, $80 million deal.
Ridiculous.
To keep him. And it just makes no sense for them to bring him off the bench this year and let Hachimura start and get more minutes. Why would you give him so much money if you're not even going to use him right? But of course, since they're the Wizards, that's what they're doing. 18.
Hey, Wizards been balling out, man.
Love. Just like Blake Griffin's star career is over, so is Kevin Love's at only 32 years old. Seems like he's done with the Cavs, and how can he even be mad when they should be the one done with him? He's averaging career lows in every single category. He only ranks here for his experience.
See, but I mean, like, like Blake Griffin, like we're clearly saying Blake Griffin slowed down like the Nets, but I still think if Kevin Love went to like the Heat or like the Lakers or a team like that, I still think he could be like a 15-8 type of guy at least.
His ability to still have a good game
like
every
consistently.
once in a while. The Cavs definitely blew it here. They're gonna have to do something with him, and his trade value's now pretty much at zero.
Non-existent.
They had years to make it happen, but now they're not gonna be able to get anything good for him. 17, the Blazers and Robert Covington, who's really transformed this Blazers starting lineup. I do like him playing small forward more than power forward, because at power forward it just makes him play smaller than I'd like, but he still fits good in that role, and his ability as a two-way player was more than enough to rank him this high. Then we got Draymond Green for the Warriors.
Hey, we got Jeremy over Draymond. Yes, sir, baby.
For Draymond, it might not. It's just hard to say. Now, he's been a talented player, but I can't stand watching him play anymore. The fact that he passes up at least one wide open three nearly every single play and rarely ever even tries to
he knows
score
his game.
just makes him unwatchable.
He knows his
for
game.
me. Good leader, not a fan of his role this year. 15, the Bulls with Lauri Markkanen, and man, another bad year for him. It's sad to see. His career started out looking great. Last year was a bad one, but it was okay because this was supposed to be the season where he bounced back, and he really hasn't.
Just a damn taller PJ Washington.
Now, this doesn't mean it's all over for him.
Now, it'll be
forever,
something, I still
but
think.
it's just not a good sign. Either way,
I just don't think he's a good fit alongside Vucevic. If I could have him go to any team, I feel like the T-Wolves would be kind of interesting. T-Wolves maybe. Phoenix Suns. There's some fits out there for him. I just don't know if it's with the Bulls anymore.
Still good enough to rank at 15. And if we're talking about guys that look like they have potential, number 14 for the Kings and Harrison Barnes is another good one to mention. Now, I'm not saying I ever thought he'd really be a star, but in those early Warriors days as their starter, he had a lot of people thinking he'd do big things.
He was the perfect small forward for that team.
He's bounced around a couple teams and has averaged just under 20 points a game ever since. Not terrible, but not as great as some expected. 13, the Nuggets and Aaron Gordon. And now is when the list really starts to level up.
Casper.
And Denver really couldn't have made a much better move before the trade deadline. I mean, maybe they could have gotten another point guard, seeing that Jamal Murray is now out for the year. But okay, when healthy, knowing what they knew at the time, they could have made a better choice. They've been on fire since acquiring Aaron, and he was exactly what this team needed. He's not going to score a ton, but his defense definitely ranks him here. On the other hand, Marcus Morris at 12 for the Clippers.
Oh yeah, we looking good, man. Top 10 Jeremy, man.
Defense,
Top 10 Jeremy, man.
He's not a total liability. Not saying Gordon is, but he is better than Aaron on that end. Right now, he's shooting over 47% from three, and we
should have
saw
kept
how
him.
good he was on the Knicks last year when he averaged almost 20 a game. So it goes to show that he is sacrificing to be on a good team. And just outside the top 10, we have John Collins at 11 for the Hawks.
Yes, man, top 10 Jeremy.
The
Yes.
Hawks past this season. Now,
great
he's a
day to
good
be
player,
alive.
and I really like his game, especially playing with Trae Young. But apparently, he turned down a $90 million contract from Atlanta in December because he's only looking for a max. Again, this dude's good, but he's not getting a max contract. I don't see him really getting that much better. I think he'll always be right around a 20 and 10 guy, which he currently is. I mean, for his sake, let's just hope he doesn't regret turning down that $90 million. Another team might offer him that much, but probably not too much more. On the other hand, we have Jeremy Green.
Woo! There we go. I'll take it.
Who has shown big improvements.
I'll take
this
it.
year. Now, he started out the season on fire, but has since slowed down. He started out averaging about 27 a game to now going down.
It's not so much that he's slowing down. It's just that the tank is on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Jeremy, save yourself for next season, man. You know, we got you. We got you with the L's for the rest of the year, man. We got you.
To 22 a game, which is still great compared to last year, and of course some of his numbers are inflated from being on a bad team, but he's still gotten to show he can at least be a great second option player in the future, similar to Pascal Siakam. Number 9, the 76ers and Tobias Harris. We know what we get from Tobias Harris. I mean, there's not really much to say because nothing's changed with him. Good scorer, good shooter, great third option.
Good, consistent player.
Porzingis then comes in at 8 for the Mavs, and it's
Kristaps.
tough. He really also hasn't changed from being that 20 and 10 guy since 2017. His game hasn't shown much improvements in years, and I don't think he's been the second option the Mavs hoped he would when they traded for him. But don't get me wrong, 20 and 10 isn't bad. He's still definitely a top 10 power forward in this league, and all it'll take for him to be great is a switch flipping for him like it has for Embiid this season.
And 0 injuries.
7, the Raptors and Pascal Siakam. It went from looking like Siakam was going to be the guy for Toronto after Kawhi, but it's turned out that I think, like I said, he's just a good second option.
From the guy to a guy.
The go-to guy for a team. I mean, it's hard for a power forward to break out into that role, and I just don't think he has the skill set to do so. But then for number 6, it goes to the Pacers and Domantas Sabonis. And I think he's another guy that would go great playing alongside a real star. It's by far been the best season of his career, even though sadly it hasn't been a good one for the Pacers. They really haven't lived up to expectations. He's been doing
they have so many
everything he can,
injuries.
but in a lot of ways, Indiana's still a pretty
So
young
many
team.
injuries.
So there's no rush in the future.
The depot
still bright
drama.
for these guys. Number 5, the Knicks and Julius Randle, and none of these
Dr.
guys,
J.
besides Jeremy Grant maybe, have had a better breakout year than he has. He's averaging 24, 10, and 6 on 40% from 3, and as we know, made the All-Star team for the first time this year. And he's deserved it, leading the Knicks to the 4th spot in the Eastern Conference. It's been a huge turnaround for them, and New York giving him a chance and a big contract is actually really paying off. Number 4, the Celtics and Jason Tatum.
Damn,
The Celtics are
JT
finally
at
getting
4?
back into the groove of things. It took him a while to get started,
Man,
but
just
now
dropped
they have,
60.
and Jason's continued to get better every single year for Boston. He's shown a lot of improvements, but the next step is for him to become more of a playmaker so he doesn't just turn into a Carmelo Anthony type player down the line. 3, the Pelicans and Zion Williamson.
Damn, Zion over JT. I mean, I think a bit of a toss-up right there. I mean, I understand what Zion's been doing, man. JT's been on tear as of late. But I guess maybe if you look at the entire season, I guess.
And he ranks in at 3 at only 20 years
I'd
old.
be his nitpicking,
which
right?
has been
3, 4,
insane.
whatever.
But so far, he's living up to every bit of the hype that he had coming into the league. Excited to see how much better he gets from here on out. And if he transforms his game over the years from a dominant scorer in the post to having a more complete all-around game, he's going to be a superstar for a long time to come. Because, hey, he's adjusted his play style and has stayed injury-free. 2, the Lakers and Anthony Davis. A few years ago, I would have thought and hoped AD would be the best
pick it
player
up,
in
though,
the
at the
league by now at
Lakers.
27
Keep
years
on that
old.
play-in
But
tournament.
He's still in just about the same exact position as he was back then. It's been kind of a letdown that he hasn't had another major breakout season. Sure, he's been playing with LeBron, and maybe it's just me, but don't get me wrong, being the second best power forward in the league's nothing to complain about. I think we can all just agree, though, that we had higher hopes for AD as he entered his prime. Then, of course, number 1
I
goes
guess.
to the
I think he's
Bucks
been
and
fine.
Giannis. And not the same could be said for him, though, because he's shown major improvements every single year and easily takes a spot as the league's best power forward. And that's gonna wrap things up. Like I said at the beginning, Sinners ranking.
All right, yeah, I didn't really think that was a bad listing. What do you guys think, man? Let me know in the comment section below. I thought overall it was pretty accurate. Like I said, anytime you see these videos, there's always nitpicking and stuff where it's like, I might disagree, you might disagree with something, or agree or disagree, or blah, 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 blah. Whatever it may be, man. But overall, pretty good listing in my opinion, man. Thank you all so much for watching. Check out Austin's channel, link in the description below. Peace out, guys.